Howdy, hi. It is Dear Job Sports WNBA Picks and Predictions for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. We're looking at the best bets of the day. Let's get into the video. All right. First thing you got to do is recap Sunday's results. I will preface this by saying this was a horrible day. If you scroll to the end of the video or you watch all the way to the end of the video, there is a giveaway. I will be giving away $50. It is two winners at $25 each. It's not even the fact that I had a bad day in terms of like actual game betting. It's the fact that I went 0 of 3 on points, rebounds, and assists, which absolutely killed me. So I feel bad. Therefore, $50 giveaway. End of the video. The only thing you have to do to enter is 1, be subscribed to the channel, and 2, comment something underneath this video. If you do both of those things, you are entered. So I'm going to recap these games right quick, and then we'll get on to the 4 games, 2 player props, and giveaway info in the video. We'll first do our winners. We had the Aces, plus 105 on the money line. You knew they were going to win eventually. You can't have this good of a team and just be this horrible for this long. They win the game 89-81. Despite Asia Wilson playing like a quadriplegic in the first half, but I will discuss that more in depth when we get to our PRA loss. We then had the over 159.5 in the Chicago Sky Atlanta Dream game. The Chicago Sky can't play any defense, but it would appear that the Dream also can't play any defense because, good Lord, if the Sky could actually shoot the basketball from deep, they might have stood a chance to win this game just outright. 42% from the field, only 27% from deep. They still scored 80 points. The Dream win the game 93-80, so we hit the over as it hits 173. With the over 164.5 in the Wings and the Mystics game. This was a really weird game. It started off first quarter, Washington wins 27-14. You're like, okay, this is it. Mystics are just going to put belt to ass. But then the Wings come back and win the second quarter 31-13. Then the next 2 quarters are basically pushes. They go to overtime. Mystics win 91-88. Arike Gumbawale, she had 27 points. You would assume she shot higher than 50% from the field. You would be wrong. 8 of 20 from the field, 3 of 9 from deep. She is still on the ban list. And realistically, she's on the ban list twice. We just had to remove one of her to put on Becky Hammon. Or was it the Sky logo? I think it was Becky Hammon. Our final winner, Storm, plus 4.5. Forget the points. They started this game as a favorite. Sabrina Ionescu ruled out for this game. John Quell is out for the next month and a half. Seattle closed as minus 3.5 point favorites. We had them the night before at plus 4.5, so it's fantastic closing line value. Storm win the game 89-79. Stewie almost dropped a triple-double, but there's not much you can do when you're missing both John Quell and Sabrina. Natasha Cloud, 2 of 7. They really had no bench production. Johannes had a good game. She went 7 of 13, but just way too many turnovers. In total, they had 20 turnovers this game. 6 from Natasha Cloud, 5 from Brianna. You're just not going to get her done. Now we go to the bullshit that was the PRA experience. We'll start, and we'll just go in order. Brittany Sykes. I think I had her for like 29.5. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I know all of these lost, so there ain't no question about that. I didn't watch this game because this was on the same time as the Aces and the Fever game. Did they double her the entire time? I feel like they must have. 38 minutes played, 8 points, 1 rebound, and 4 assists, 1 of 8 from the field, but there's also no turnovers. So it makes me feel like they didn't double her, because if they were doubling her, she would have had turnovers. Meanwhile, Sonia Citron, 9 of 13, double-double, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists. She had 5 turnovers. Kiki went 7 of 12, Shakira Austin, 7 of 16. Like, what the fuck took place in this game? I would like to go back and watch it, but I don't care that much, so I won't. Then we had Asia, who not only did she cost us her PRA, she also cost us the over in the Fever game because she could not play basketball in the first half. She ended the game with a decent stat line. She dropped 24, 7, and 2. So that's 33 PRA. I think I had her at 38.5, or maybe 37.5. Anyway, she went 8 of 21 from the field. She was 2 of 13 in the first half. 2 of 13. In the second half, she went 6 of 8. She was great. But you can't go 2 of 13 in the first half and expect to hit your PRA. So we missed her PRA. Then I took Angel Reese under. I'm never taking an under points, rebounds, and assists ever again. That was the largest amount of bullshit I have ever seen. Angel almost went for 20 rebounds. 10, 19, and 4. I am never betting her under ever. Then with the over, 170.5 in the Fever game. It loses by 1. They score 170. Combined, the teams went 12 of 43 from deep. And then obviously Asia went 2 of 13 in the first. So that one hurt. We had the Dream minus 15. Now technically they won by 13, but that's a fraudulent result. It was tied going into the final quarter. I don't know what's up with this Dream team. They're good at winning, but they really haven't been covering spreads recently. They didn't cover against the Sky. They didn't cover against the Mystics. They almost didn't cover against the Liberty. I don't know what's going on, but they are struggling. We the Mystics minus 3.5. They lose by the hook. Weird game. The Mystics kicked the Wings' ass in the first quarter. They then got their ass kicked in the second quarter. They go to OT. They win by 3. We lose by the hook. It was painful. We the under 164.5. I felt really good about this once Sabrina was ruled out. This under closed at 160.5. So we got 4 points of closing line value. Doesn't matter, as there is 168 points scored. This pace was so high. The Storm got off 82 shot attempts plus 15 free throws. That's the equivalent of 90 shots in a 40-minute basketball game. That's nuts. We then had the over 154.5 in the Sun game. We got the bad number of this one, but it really didn't matter where you got the number at. Marina Mabry ruled out before the game. So the Sun really had zero offense. You had Olivia Nelson-Adota, 0 of 5 from the field. Haley Peters, 1 of 4. You had Jaylen Brown, not the dude on the Celtics, go 1 of 6. They also had a ton of turnovers. The Valkyries, they scored 59 points in the first half. 59. They finished the game with 87. They scored 28 points in the second half. Final score, 87-63, totaling 150. So that's how we went 4-8. I apologize, but that's the way she goes. On to the picks. First game, it is the Dream and the Wings. Now, I know I just talked about how the Dreams have not been able to cover a number in their last 2 games, and they almost choked 3 games ago covering the spread against Liberty, but I'm going to back them here. The Wings, I think they've covered 3 in a row, maybe 4 in a row. They're due to get absolutely destroyed. Back home, Enrique sucks. This Dream team needs a blowout win. I think they get her done. Let's get it. Dream 10-4 on the year, coming off of 2 home wins against the Sky and the Mystics. They're going through a low patch in terms of quality of opponents. They've already played the Wings this year. They won by 8 at home, but that was a much different Atlanta team. Well, not really. They were missing Jordan Canada. It was a much different Wings team, is what I should say. They had Tara McCowan down low, and they now don't. She is overseas playing Eurobasket, so they're not going to have a big center to deal with Griner. Well, technically they have Lee Yu, but Lee Yu ain't fucking with BG down low. Then they also have Dejanay Carrington listed as questionable for this game. Not sure if she's going to shoot up. She also doesn't like their coach, so they're not really getting along right now. Wings 3-12 on the year, coming off of an East Coast road trip where they went 1-1. They got lots of roster news, like I said. Dejanay questionable. Both of their bigs and Gesselberger, or whatever her name is, and McCowan are overseas. Realistically, if you don't get a good game from Paige or Enrique, you're not going to win. And then Paige and Enrique are both small compared to Atlanta guards, especially Paige. Paige is a scrawny little white girl. Now, she's trying to get bigger, but I just don't see how she's going to compete with who we got, Brian Howard or Alicia Gray. So I'll take the Dream minus the number, also the over 168. Neither of these teams really been playing defense, so If I had to put more money on one of them, I'm probably going to have more money on the over than I do the dream spread. Next game, this one probably the worst game of the day, Sparks and Sky. Didn't think I'd be saying that. Looking at the schedule beginning of the season, you would think, hey, this is probably going to be a banger. But no, both of these teams are ass. Sparks, 4-10 on the year. They've lost 3 in a row. They've already played the Sky this year. It was at home. They won by 13 points. They score 81 a game. They don't play defense. They're horrible at rebounding. Odyssey Sims is ruled out for this game. Burrell is out for this game. It's realistically going to be Kelsey Plum, Hamby, and De'Erica Jackson versus Me Bounds and Angel Reese, Cardoso, and Ariel. You can maybe throw in Haley Van Lith, depending on if they actually decide to play her, but I don't know what the hell Tyler Marsh is doing with that rotation, so who knows who's going to start at point guard. Sky, 3-10 on the year, 1-4 at home straight up. Their only home win was against the Sun. Only home win against the Sun. Still got no clue what they're doing. They're still playing Kia Nurse in your starting lineup. Get her the fuck out of your starting lineup. She's horrible. If you want a good, fun game to watch that's going to be ugly basketball, I would tune into this. I would not put much money on this game, please. Don't throw any large quantity on this game. Both of these teams suck. Next game, really short line here, which would indicate that Nafisa Collier is not going to play. But as we saw from their previous game, they can still cover relatively big numbers without Nafisa on the court. So I like them naming a number here. Mystics coming off of that weird home game against the Wings where it went to OT and they didn't cover the 3.5 by the hook. I trust the Lynx more than I trust this Mystics team. So give me Minnesota. If Nafisa does play, this line probably going to close around like 9.5 to 10. So it's kind of indicating she won't play, but who knows. Lynx 12-1 at home, coming off of a 16-point home win against the Sparks. They are third in points per game at 85. They play at the slowest pace in the WNBA, and they are first in field goal percentage. Even without Collier on the court, I trust Williams. I trust McBride. I like Alana Smith. Their bench is nice. They're just good. And not to mention they're well coached. Mystics, they just had that scare at home. They let Arike Agumbawale score 27 points on you, and then Paige Beckers almost went for a triple-double. How do you think that's going to go against Courtney Williams and Kayla McBride, two people who are arguably much better than the Wings duo? If Nafisa plays, she absolutely cooks them. Give me the Lynx. Also, give me the under 160. The Lynx actually play really good defense, so I trust them on the road against a Mystics team that really doesn't have it for me here. All right, now we got easily the game of the night. Indiana Fever, Seattle Storm. I'm going to take the Fever plus the 3.5. Also going to take the over 165.5. It has been an absolutely brutal road trip for the Fever in this one. I don't think they're going to go 0-3, so I will take them plus the points on the road to end their West Coast swing. Then you got the Storm coming off of a home win against the Liberty, so it's a pretty nice letdown spot going up against a team who is healthy, all besides Dewana Bonner. Fever is 6-7 on the year, 0-2 already on their West Coast trip. First loss to the Valkyries by 11, second loss to the Aces by 8. They are playing horrible defense. They've given up 88 and 89, but I think the Storm can relatively slow them down. I'm just backing the Fever here because I don't think they're going to go 0-3. I really don't know. Can you really see the Fever going 0-3 on a road trip? I can't. Storm, 9-5 on the year. They've won 3 in a row, 5-2 at home. If you want to look at the stats and back the Fever, you honestly don't. The Storm win every single statistical category you can think of. Nothing makes sense in terms of why I'm taking the Fever, but I have faith in Caitlin Clark. I have faith in Boston. That's about it. I was going to say Kelsey Mitchell, but not really. I like the two blonde bombshells in Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hall. They're good to look at. Might not be the best ball players, but they're hot. All right, now we got our 2 player props, and then we got the giveaway, even though I've already told y'all, but we'll say it again in a minute. We are taking probably the two most talked about people in the W right now. Caitlin Clark, PRA over. Angel Reese, PRA over. I'm sorry I ever doubted you. Clark, she has been absolutely horrendous shooting the ball on this road trip. 1 of 17 from deep. The rebounds and the assists have been there. She's had 10 assists in the first game, 9 assists in the second game. So there's no doubt she's going to be able to get the ball in her teammates' hands. The question is, can she remember how to shoot a basketball? I think the answer is yes. 34.5 is too low of a number for Caitlin. Caitlin can drop 30 any single night if she's on. So I just think that's way too low of a number. Then Angel Reese. This is simply an apology PRA over. 26.5. We're sending it to the moon. I disrespected Angel. I disrespected the me bounds. You should never disrespect the me bounds. That is the only game I will take a PRA under in. It was stupid, and I apologize. All right, now giveaway time. Like I said, I will be giving away $50. It is $25 to 2 people. The only thing you have to do to enter is 1, be subscribed to the channel. You can just hit the subscribe button. Quite simple. 2, comment something. It can be literally anything. I don't care. And then 3, you either have to have Venmo, because I have a Venmo, business Venmo I can send, or crypto, if you have crypto. Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, Doge, whatever it is, I can just send you the crypto. So if either of those 2, feel free to answer, like, subscribe, comment, and you're in. And that's it. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Hopefully today is better than Sunday. Peace.